So ladies and gentlemen, with that, it is now time for award presentations. It's my pleasure to introduce ACRL founder and board member, attorney Nabih. He will introduce our first awardee. Nabih is known as a tenacious advocate for civil rights, and he's always been on the forefront of the fight. I've been instructed to tell you to keep it G-rated. I don't even know what that means, but I'm intrigued.
Thank you, Alexa. I will do my best. Civil rights is always a fight. There's no shit. Janine, thank you so much. We all love and miss our dear friend Nader. He's been such a great supporter of ACRL, and we miss him dearly every day. Thank you. To our dear guests, friends, please give it up for our new executive director, Miriam Sharara, please. And please give it up to our former executive director, Ms. Rula Owen. She's done a phenomenal job. I appreciate it. And just give it up for our board chairman, Nasser Beydoun, and the entire board. They've done a phenomenal job. And thank you, Nasser. Thank you, everyone, for being here. So, that being said, let's talk about civil rights. Each and every one of us has talked about, when you get past 50, you have to use your glasses. Yeah, speak for yourself, guys, all right? All right. Osama, you get your time to talk. We'll keep you under 2 minutes. All right. The great poet of our country, of our century, Khalil Gibran said, "Safeguarding the rights of others is the most noble and beautiful of a human being." At ACRL, we know safeguarding those rights of Arab Americans and others is never an easy process, never an easy task. We know that justice is never freely given, but you must take it. For justice and fight go hand in hand. One cannot say justice without those who have fought for it, for humanity, for you, for me, for all of us. One cannot say justice without the men that stood the definition of justice. In this country and around the world, renowned names come to our minds, such as Martin Luther King Jr., Mandela, W.E.B. Du Bois, Gandhi, and alike. Locally, we think of Rosa Parks, Jesse Jackson, James Baldwin, Medgar Evers, Malcolm X, John Lewis, Julian Bond, Conyers, Muhammad Ali. You cannot speak civil rights and justice in this region of the country without adding another name to that list. And that name is Reverend Dr. Wendell Anthony in our community. No one knows more about justice and the fight than Reverend Anthony. And fight he did. Fight he did when he gave a voice for the voiceless. Fight he did when he speaks truth to power. Fight he did when he took the leadership in the biggest, baddest NABC office in the country for 28 years. Fight he did when he put together the largest sit-down dinner in North America. Fight he did when he founded the Fannie Lou Hyman Political Action Committee. Fight he did when he established the Clinic for the Poor in Africa, in Ghana, for that country and the poor at that country. Fight he did when he built the big, beautiful Fellowship Church on Outer Drive, what you can see from the sky if you're flying over it. Fight he did when the city honored him by naming Outer Drive Reverend Dr. Wendell Anthony Drive. Fight he did when he arrived at Nelson Mandela's house in South Africa, literally days after Mandela was out of jail. Fight he did when the NAACP Image Awards awarded him on the red carpet in LA for his activism and justice around the country. Fight he did when he sat with the President of the United States to address the struggles of less fortunate. You see each and every time the president or to-be president or vice president comes in, they sit down with Reverend Wendell Anthony because they know his importance and his truth to power and truth to understanding and the fight that he commits each and every day. Fight he did when he stood together with this community on issues of injustice, from the no-fly list to the watch list to the backing of our political candidates so we can all grow as a community. Fight he did when he joined forces with the NAACP and ACRL for the first ever organization Justice Tribute tonight. Not only are you awarded by one organization, but two organizations, the most powerful in the region and the state, joined forces to award you. Fight when he brought justice to the streets during the Black Lives Matter movement and kept the city off from burning in the city of Detroit. Fight he did when he brought together all CEOs across the state in Michigan, from enhancing justice, from Ford, GM, Gilbert, UAW, all of them, to make sure that we stand united, that we can be a force together, that the city of Detroit doesn't burn. And fight he did when he used his power and influence for self-help, but to help the most prosperous of us. Fight he did when he founded the Freedom Institute for Economic and Social Justice and the People Empowerment Movement. Fight he does when he is the originator of the Take Your Souls to the Polls, which is engraved in the painting in the National Museum in the Institute of this country. Fight he does that each and every day. This brother does so much for our community. He understands that when you're out of that hole, you have a God-given duty to step back in that hole and help those individuals to pull them up out of that hole. This is Reverend Anthony. This is our brother. This is my friend. This is the godfather to his wonderful daughter, Wandelea. We love you, Reverend Anthony. You've done so much for this community. We can never pay you enough, man. We can never. You laid the landscape for what we have to do as Arab Americans in this struggle that we see every day. So I appreciate you, brother. I love you. And we got a great video to go with that. So please play the video. There's no video. All right, well, somebody's going to be taking some responsibilities later. Okay. I don't handle that lately. All right. Reverend Anthony, please come up to accept your award. I just need to remind you that Reverend Anthony, it's not in the playbook at your tables because that was announced after, but he is our keynote speaker. We're so blessed to have him because this brother is the most dynamic speaker in this country. I tell you, he is the most dynamic speaker. We appreciate you, Reverend, to doing our keynote speaker tonight. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, Mom.